Hi folks, Matt Easton here. So I'm here with Mark Gilbert, and Mark Gilbert is running a new event. It's the first time this year that it's run, and it's called Cry Havoc. And it's an interesting concept because it's it's a little bit reenactment and a little bit LARP. So it's historically inspired LARP essentially, isn't it?
Yeah, essentially, with some humour as well.
Okay, so tell us more about what is Cry Havoc and when is it and that kind of stuff.
Okay, so Cry Havoc is actually happening in a week or so's time, from the 1st till the 3rd of July, and the website is www.cryhavoc.uk, and essentially it's a live role play, but it's an historically inspired live role play, which is based in 1513 in Wessex. So what we're really representing is Lady Anne of Wessex is basically being usurped by her brother-in-law, and there is an army coming to challenge her authority in Wessex. So the premise of the event is that she is raising an army, and that a mercenary company has been hired by her, which is the Savage Steel Company, and they have been hired to train her army. So what happened is the players will put together a backstory about their characters, which they generally submit to our plot team. And normally they will have done a little bit of historical research themselves. So you might have somebody that's playing a priest, or a musician, or someone who's a man at arms, or someone that's playing a nobleman who's bringing a group of warriors with him to the event to support Lady Anne. So there's a whole range of motivations why someone might turn up in character at this event.
So what will actually happen at the event?
So essentially, one element of the event is that it's a training camp. So we've got a really lovely little site down in Templecombe in Somerset, which has a wooden palisade and actually has a really lovely looking small Tudor tavern. Actually, the site is normally used for one medieval pageant event, so a reenactment event, which happened at the start of June this year. We've been able to hire the site, and it's ideal for an event of this size and of this type. In terms of what happens, people will turn up, people will meet with potentially Lady Anne or her retainers, and there will be an assessment by a team of kind of medieval scribes, administrators, and the paymaster, and they will establish what level of pay that each of these characters, the player characters turning up, will be assigned. So that might range from 2 pence per day for a untrained peasant, up to something like 8 pennies per day for a man at arms. Noblemen tend to be not necessarily paid by Lady Anne. They will be pledging themselves to Lady Anne's cause for that event.
And so presumably there's fighting and training. So it's training people to be essentially a mercenary.
Yeah. So. Normally at live role play events there is some sort of overarching plot or story that's involved, and this one, as I said, is a little bit more of a training event. So we have some HEMA instructors that will be teaching things like I-33, sword and buckler, or spear work, or two-handed sword, weapon and shield. So there will be some individual lessons for specific troop types that will be using those sort of weapons. We will also have someone who has been studying medieval and ancient battlefield tactics, and he will be in character teaching a whole range of these tactics to the people at the event. So in general, people are made up in units of 8. So, and then those units of 8 can join up into bigger units of 16 or 24. And there will be a range of that individual training and that military training, and then once we've done those basics, then we will have a range of battles where we split people into 2 sides, and we will use the field area, we will use the palisade, there's an area in between two lots of trees, like a pathway, and we'll set up a range of scenarios where we will test certain battle tactics.
And you've got different types of weapons being used, haven't you? Obviously there's swords and shields and stuff like that, but there's also, you've got spears, you've got missile weapons.
Yeah, so we're trying to be heavily influenced by the history of the time. So what tended to be used in that time was longbows, so there'll be units of longbow archers, and billmen. They tended to be the kind of mainstay, the core of the armies of that time. We would also have what we're kind of terming as specialist troops, so the knights, maybe lancenettes with their 2-handed swords, so, and we might also have some sort of peasant militia involved in there as well, but the core will be billmen and longbow archers.
Cool, well it sounds really interesting, and it's quite a different style of LARP event, isn't it? And it brings in, like you say, you've got a couple of HEMA instructors, I think Jonathan Middleton and Martin Godsave, and then with elements of reenactment in there as well, so it's kind of crossing the bridges between
yeah, absolutely.
Things,
it is, you could say it's a fusion between kind of reenactment, living history, live role play, and HEMA in terms of what we're with the historical battle tactics kind of thrown into that,
and actually looking at melees from a more reconstructive historical point of view.
Yes,
as well.
Absolutely. Looking at reconstructed. We're also, it was great. We've got someone that actually performs medieval music of the time that's coming along to play with specific medieval instruments of the time. We have a medieval eatery there that's going to be set up. We have an in-character tavern, which is fantastic looking, with a licensed bar in there, but everything is kind of realistic. We will have gambling. I've actually cast hundreds and hundreds of pewter coins cast from actual medieval coins to use kind of in trade and to hire the troops for Lady Anne's kind of army. There'll be some political intrigue. There's a whole range of stuff. Plenty of socialising.
It sounds like really good fun, and I've seen the photos on Facebook. There's a Facebook page as well. I'll put all of the links below for the event website and also the Facebook page. So if you want to find out more about the event, but thank you very much to Mark for telling us about it.
Fantastic.
And thank you guys.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, follow us on Facebook. You can buy t-shirts through Spreadshirt, support us on Patreon, or follow us on Pinterest. Thank you.